Hello there, welcome back to the Ogre, the old Git Reacts, Reviews and Off Times Reminiscences. You won't find an awful lot of death metal on this channel, mainly because it's not my favourite sort of genre, and there's so much out there that I tend to stick with the stuff I like the best. However, there's always exceptions, and Abhorrency are one of them. Now, strictly speaking, they're not straightforward black death metal. They're blackened death metal. They say sometimes I find it hard to tell the difference, and it's nuances that you listen out for when they say such things. But for me, this is a hefty lump of death metal with black metal in there somewhere. The main thing is I like it, and it's a very effective sonic assault. So ear defenders on if you're not ready for this, but let's go with Warmaster Offensive, shall we? Yes, we shall. Well, they call themselves ugly barbaric Black Death, and if you want to argue with that, as a description, there's a very short queue somewhere over there you can go and stand in. But for me, that's the way to go with this sort of music. There's that sort of ripping riff that was flaying away just there. Excellent stuff. If I remember, I shall comment about the drums. If I've not commented about the drums by the end of this song, remind me. Give me a prod in the ribs just to mention it. But yes, that's the way to do it, folks. I said it before, say it again, slower parts on these sort of songs sometimes irk me, but not here. When a band who slows down a bit just basically goes tank battalion all over it. I'm talking when tank battalions were an effective means of warfare. They don't seem to be nowadays with modern technology, but this is crushing. There's a weight to this music, you know. It's almost tectonic in its weight. And again, you know, some genres paint pictures more than others, or paint more vivid pictures than others. And sometimes death metal tends to be a straightforward picture. But for me, the sound of this lot sort of makes me think of which film is it? It's one of the Lord of the Ringsy type films where you've got giants chucking rocks at each other from mountains. This is a sort of massiveness that is brought to mind by the way these guys play. Don't forget to remind me about drums. No one's poked me in the ribs yet. I need to mention them. fantastic. Drums. Right. I love blasting, frantic drumming. And these are more than capable of doing that. However, on this particular song, the drumming reminds me of one of those express trains. There's a sort of, it's fast, but there's a rhythm to it that sort of reminds me of when trains are going really fast, when they go over points or go over joints in the where they join the track. There's that sort of upkick of a sound, and these have that sort of express train vibe to them. It's very effective and quite refreshing to hear, even though I do like straightforward blasting. But you know, there's again, sometimes you can achieve the same effect just by doing things a little bit differently, and the drums here work very well. I thought I'd mention it. I think you knew I was going to mention it at some point, didn't you? So there you go. I'm so happy they finished that song with that flailing riff, sort of raining shards of glass upon you. Fantastic. Yes, as I say, I'm not a big fan of death metal-y type stuff, but when I do find stuff I like it a lot, and that is a case in point. An absolute barrage, but a very nuanced one. You know, nuance isn't something that some death metal bands have plenty of nuance, but the more sort of barbaric, as they describe themselves as, sometimes they get lost. But yes, a perversely enjoyable pulverizing, I would describe that as. And then on that, what more can you say? So, clicky bollocks. Catch you all next time. Cheerio.